Works one, we talked about it last year. It's proven on the Pro Tour, and a ton of amateurs are getting on and loving it. And it's a pretty simple concept. Like, we try to really boil it down to essential ski design. I was really interested in that. Will, myself, the team worked on it. It's a traditional width ski. So actually there's nothing radical or innovative about the width profile of this ski. It's about 6.92 at the wide spot for a 67, which is fairly normal. And nothing radically different in the tail, but it's all about combinations when you do ski design. And it does employ a pretty modern rocker line. It has a flat spot under the front foot. That's nothing normal, or excuse me, that's nothing radical. You know, it has a nice flat spot to stand for stability. Has a minor flat spot in the tail section for drive. We spent a ton of time on the curvature under the back foot and the curvature in the nose. And so curvature under your back foot really affects how you turn your offside and onside turns. If you have too much, you have instability. And if you have too little, you'll really notice it on your onside. You just won't have that quick, snappy turn. The rocker on the nose actually controls the finish of the offside quite a bit and how you move off the second wake. I think that's the thing we've learned about modern skiing, is that you have to have a forgiving front, you have to have a stable platform to be on, so that as you come off the second wake, you can move onto the forebody and you can climb up the side of the boat on the pendulum swing and initiate your turn sooner, so you don't run down course, you don't get a slack line. And when you see Will Asher ride this ski in events, you can see this as a change in his skiing. And this is why you see a lot of the privateer style pros jumping onto the work ski, because it gives them that freedom off the second wake to move forward so that they can get up the side of the boat quicker, higher, and get their turn started and finished sooner at the buoy. So that's, in my idea, if you had to put a ski in a box and say, what does this ski do different than everything else out there? It is the rocker line. From a cross-section standpoint, medium volume concave, so kind of Goldilocks, not too steep, but steep enough. And what I say by that is it's steep enough to have drive stability, but it's not so steep that when you land on the new edge off the second wake, you don't track and go straight at the buoy. And so when you have a ski with a very steep or deep concave, that's exactly what happens. You get a ton of drive off your onside, you get to the first wake early, you land on the new edge off the second wake, and you track and go straight at the next buoy, and you're dealing with slack line. And so by having a medium volume concave, you've kind of struck that nice balance between tracking and drive off the buoy, but not tracking and paralleling or going straight at the buoy off the second wake. So it does have a big bevel, a bigger bevel than any ski we've built. The bevel creates some drag. I like to say it creates speed control, and it helps you when you're running late in the course into 5-ball on your hardest pass, keep the tail in the water, get in, get out, get rotated. And I think, as you know what I mean as a skier, it's like, hey, at this point, the game plan has gone out the window. You need the ski to stay in the water, and you need to get that turn done to get to 6. This bevel will do that for you. That's what it's built for. It is a tournament ski. Speaking of tournament ski, it has a very innovative construction. And when I say innovative construction, I mean like simplistic. I mean, this is minimal. My goal as a ski designer is to build this thing out of 3 parts. Carbon, high density cross-linked PVC foam, and resin. Nothing else. Everything else is fluff. It takes away from performance, so we've eliminated all the plastics out of this ski. No plastic top, no plastic bottom. Has a pretty rough and raw, cool look to it because of that. The only plastic left in the ski is a little bit of plastic around these inserts inside the core, but other than that, it's all been taken out. And you might say, why? Why go to all that effort? Because plastic absorbs vibration. And you know, if you're snow skiing, that's a great thing. You want a nice damp ride. But if you're water skiing at Jack Travers or the World Championships, you want hyper reactivity. You want every input or impulse you put on that ski to be reacted and felt in the water, and vice versa. Everything that comes through the bottom of that ski is your feel, and you want to feel it in your boot, in your shell, in your foot, and be able to react. And by eliminating plastics out of the build, you create hyperreactivity. This thing, when you smack it, it vibrates at a very high frequency. So it's tuned up, and it's the ultimate in performance. That being said, it's not as forgiving as, say, a Sabre ski would be, with a little bit more easy to ride, softer, less reactive build. But when you're buying a work ski, you're really buying the ultimate private ski lake, high performance tournament ski, and so hyperreactivity is the goal. built in our works facility outside Seattle, Washington. Highest quality in the game, athlete tested, fin settings. I mean, this is really it. Because it's like the pinnacle of high-end ski design. And by having the confidence to take things out of the construction and the confidence to build a ski based on solid principle and experience and not gimmicks and things like that, I think we've achieved a pretty cool milestone in skiing where we're winning events, we're setting Pro Tour records, and we're building a huge fan base of professional and amateur skiers all around the world. So that's the beauty of the Works program.